I wanted to share with you guys a quick story today of God really, really putting me to the test. How do I even start the story? So, before I say this, I do want to mention that right now the world is very chaotic. People on social media, they are posting, some are posting out of proper knowledge. Like what I do is I really listen to historians and people that have really done their research and not just watching a couple TikTok videos and YouTube videos and Instagram reels and creating an entire assumption. Little knowledge is dangerous. There's a reason why there's a saying like that. And I just feel like everybody is on this bandwagon of just stating their opinion, while I think, to be honest, it is an amazing thing that people are having the balls and whatever to speak up about something that they're finding is unjust. And I back you up 100%. But what I'm really trying to say is that there's also people out there that aren't fully understanding the gravity of what is really happening, and they're basing their information and their opinion on their algorithm, which is, by the way, really showing you more of what you like. So the more that you click on things that are already conditioned in your mind because you think like this already, it's not that, out of the blue, you have suddenly had this belief. No, this belief has been brewing within you since you were a child. For a lot of us, I know a lot of us have also done work on ourselves and we have broken those patterns and we have our own beliefs. But also at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that they're just focusing and they're just attacking anybody that disagrees with what they have been conditioned with, instead of being open and trying to understand what is the other side really trying to say. Let me do some reflection. Let me do some research. The reality of life is that people operate out of the level of consciousness that they're on. I also want to mention that the media is not showcasing a lot of what is happening around the world because it benefits their agenda, because they're getting paid not to show certain things. They are being silenced. And recently I just heard Goldie, who is an Iranian activist, and she basically speaks up for what is happening in Iran and the regime and all those different kind of things. And she went to make a YouTube video, and this is totally not what I'm getting into, but I have to mention this. She was going live on YouTube, and she basically got banned from going on live. And this just shows you what is happening around the world, that a lot of our voices are getting silenced, and there's a reason for it. So I just want to say that. Now, back to the story that I wanted to share with you. So yesterday, I don't even know how I'm going to say this, but yesterday, or actually, no, I think it was 2 days ago, I used to have a friend, and we used to work together, and we kind of fell out in a way. Not fell out, but it was more of a natural falling out when you just don't spend time with them anymore. You move countries, and we just stopped connecting. And at the same time, I knew that our values, like subconsciously, I don't even think I realized it, but subconsciously I knew our values were not aligned. And I'm not even going to get into that. But so recently she sent me a message on Instagram because I was posting on about kind of what is happening in the world and just, little tidbits and bits. And so she sent me a message. Basically, I'm not even going to go into the whole detail, but she sent me a message basically saying, like, this whole spiel that no. And before I get into this, I do want to mention that I am Iranian, of course, and I have never lived in Iran because I mean, I had the opportunity to go there, but I just did not want to cover up because I didn't understand why I needed to do that. And so I never ended up ever seeing my cousins or any of those kind of things. But I do have family that lives there. And I have enough information to know that what is happening in Iran is real. Now, if somebody doesn't want to believe it because of whatever, I'm not going to get into Trump and blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for this. But if you want to dispute that, then that is on you, right? But so this person, this former friend, comes to me and says in the messages, like, no, this is all Trump and this and that, and this is not real. What's happening in Iran is not real. It is all propaganda. This, like, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I had to read it like 5 times to be like, is this what, am I dreaming or what? I got so triggered. I got so triggered, girls. I got so triggered. And then I asked her, who told you this opinion? Because she's saying, oh, my coworkers are saying this, so this is what I believe. But I really don't know what to believe because the media is throwing out all this information and I don't know what to believe. But then she keeps saying that this is my belief, that I don't believe whatever's happening in Iran, the 50,000 and more people that have been killed is all a lie. It's all a theory. After I asked her, what is their background, these people that have told you this opinion? And obviously she didn't respond to that. And then she goes to continuously hammer this idea that no, you're wrong, I'm right. But then again, I really don't know what to believe. Are we okay? Like, this is what I'm saying. And luckily she doesn't post out there. She just talks to people, I'm sure, about this. But, oh my Lord. Like, and you know, she's very smart. She's a very intelligent person. It's just scary that some people, you know, I'm not even going to go into it because it's too dark and it's too deep for me to go in there. And I really, really, maybe one day I'll get into it. Just today is not that day for me. But anyways, and then I had a choice to make. The choice is either I'm going to fight with her and I'm going to say, no, you're actually wrong. And this is the proof. And I'm like, why? Why do I need to prove to you what I believe? If you want to believe something, that's on you. So what I told her at the end was, because I knew this was a losing battle, that nobody is going to win and it's going to waste my fucking time. And so I said to her, let's agree to disagree. I wish you all the best. I hope you're doing well. Sending you love. And that was it. And then she said something about whatever. And I didn't message her after that. So why I'm sharing this with you is, number one, that people will disagree with your opinion, and this is life, even when the proof is right there in front of you. But people will still overlook it. They'll make excuses for it. They will have, what is that word? I forgot what it's called, but you choose who you give your empathy to, who you give your compassion to, which is so stupid. As a human being, you should be able to give compassion to a little cat that is drowning in the water, to a man living in Saudi Arabia, to a woman that is getting hung in Iran. It doesn't fucking matter. Everybody deserves compassion. And anyways, another thing that I wanted to mention is that right now, this time that we're living in, it feels very uncertain and confusing. You can't trust the media. You can't trust the government. It's just all like crumbling. And I'm going to make another video on it. Even though that is happening, I do see a transformation that is happening, which is very hard to view at the very moment because you need to let the dust settle. And lastly, what I wanted to say is that if people that don't agree with an opinion of yours or they don't see the way that you do, I beg of you to stop arguing with them, because they are meant to make that decision in this lifetime. They are meant to choose those things because their soul needs to evolve. They need to die and they need to see, oh wait, this interaction, I'm not saying her and me, but whatever, a different interaction or something that she agreed to do, or by protesting for a cause, has caused the killings of XYZ amount of people, and she's going to feel, I'm not saying she, but I'm just talking about people in general. This is how our soul evolves. They have been conditioned to believe a certain story, or they have chosen people around them that are giving them the false information, false narrative that is serving them, but some people are unable to see. It is what it is. You can't do shit about it. But I also want to say that people with a lack of awareness, they are needed in this world, because I'll give you a little example. The most important lessons in my life have been taught by my mom. When I used to see her getting triggered, angry, whatever it is, and she couldn't, regulate herself, I learned what not to do as a parent. Even though I'm not perfect, I make my own ridiculous mistakes all the time. But I learned how to be by watching somebody who was on a lower consciousness, who lacked awareness. And as a child, I was literally my mom's mother. Like, she would come to me for advice, I would give her advice, and I still do. And why I'm sharing this with you guys is that even though we think that people that have low consciousness, or they're not aware, or whatever it is, they have fear, they're living from fear, you can actually learn something from them. And they are, in a way, important to the evolution of our, of our civilization. I just wanted to share this quick story with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one.